Alright, boys and girls, the first thing I want you to do is open up to 2 blank pages in your math journal, and we're going to start working on the right side at first. So go ahead and title this problem number 1, and that's what we'll be referring to this as. So go ahead and make sure you have that down. The problem is 72 divided by 21. Again, this right here is the dividend, and over here is the divisor. I'm just going to get rid of those arrows now because we don't need them anymore. Go ahead and on your pages, not in too big of letters because we want to make sure we can use the rest of that page, go ahead and write E, S, C for estimate, solve, and check. All those are very important. And then once you have that, I want you to go ahead and try solving it. Alright, I've paused long enough now. So the first thing you're going to do is estimate. Well, my divisor is going to estimate down to about 20, which is fairly easy. So I want to think, what multiples of 20 can I get to that will go close to 72 but will not make it easier? And in my head, I'm thinking, well, I know that if I count up by 20s, that's 20, 40, 60, 80 is the next multiple, so I won't go that high. So I'm going to go ahead and write the problem 60 divided by 20. And I just said I know that 20 will go into 60 3 times. So this is going to be my estimate. So hopefully you have that as well. And again, the reason why we didn't go to 80 is because you don't get an accurate estimate if you go over. You have to make sure you stay under. So you always round the dividend down to make sure that you have enough. The next step we're going to do is solve the actual problem. So again, when we solve the actual problem, we want to make sure that we use the divisor in the real problem, which is 72. So what we're going to do is set up 72 right here. Go ahead and put the table over it, or whatever you call it. It's going to be divided by 21. So I'm going to count out by multiples of 21. And let's see, I know my estimate is 3. So let me think, if I think 21 plus 21 plus 21, that's 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So it's going to be 63. Just off the top of my head, if I'm thinking, can I add another group of 21 to that? And no, I can't. If I do, that's going to be 84, and that's way too much. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 as part of my answer here above the ones place. You've got to make sure you do that. That's the one place. If you put the 3 over here, you're going to have 30 instead of 3, and you can't do that. So that leaves us with, we need to take away 63. Because we have 3 groups of 21, and that will leave us with, let's see, I believe we can't take away 3 from 2, so we'll have to regroup from the 7 here. That'll leave us with 6, and this will be 12. I pretty much can just do this in my head, but I know if I take away 3 from 12, that will be 9. 6 minus 6 is 0, so I have a remainder of 9. Now we're ready to check. So I'll just pause and wait for you guys to make sure you've solved it. Alright, let's go ahead and check this. I'm just going to make sure that we're going to check. Again, our answer is 3 with a remainder of 9. I'll just circle that so I have it handy right there. I'm going to make sure I kind of keep these sections separate so our work doesn't go together here. But let's check it. So when we check, we multiply the divisor of 21 times the quotient of 3, and we'll put parentheses around there so we don't mess that up. We're going to add back the remainder. So the problem should be 21 times 3 plus 9 equals, and it should equal the dividend of 72. So we're just going to put D equals D. And up here we're going to put our answer. D equals something. We don't know what it equals yet, but we'll check. So 21 times 3, we just checked before, equals 63. And I can kind of skip count that if I need to. 63 plus 9 equals 72. D equals 72, so our answer is correct. We can move on to the next problem. Good job for you if you got the answer of 3 with a remainder of 9. And again, we can also check back up here to our estimate, which was 3. That was part of our answer. It was a very close estimate. We didn't get anything ridiculous. So good job, guys. So at this point, you guys have been writing on the right side of your math journal. It's time to start on the left. So what we're going to do is go ahead and draw ourselves some of these Cornell notes, and that's fairly easy. So yours are going to look a little bit longer than mine, but you're going to have the right idea. So you're going to draw a line kind of on the left third of the page, straight up and down. And then around the bottom third of the page, you're going to go straight, left, and right. And this is going to be our summary down here. But I also want you to go ahead and write multiples right under key points. So I'll let you copy that down. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and type the rest of what I want you to write up here as well, because we used this word multiples just a second ago when we counted out things. All right, now that you've gone ahead and written those parts out here, I've typed out the rest of the detail part of multiples. So what multiples are counting out multiples of the divisor without going over the dividend is a way to divide. And if you want to put an example there right beside it, we just did that in the previous problem. What we did was we said 72 divided by 21, and what we did was just count out multiples of 21. We said 21, 42, 63, that's times 1, 2, and 3. That's one group, two group, and three groups. And we didn't go over. If we would have gone over, it would have been 4 groups of 21 would have been 84, and that would have been too many. So that's one way to find out how many groups of the divisor will fit into the dividend. But let's go on to the next problem now, once you have this all copied down. All right, so in the last problem you worked on your own. This time I want you to work with the person sitting beside you. So again, for 94 divided by 43, I want you to go ahead and write out our format of ESC, again, for estimate, solve, check. And I'll let you go ahead and work on this because I'm just going to do this one real quick. It's not too bad. All right, so I'm thinking my divisor is going to round down to 40, and then I need to think of which multiples 40 will go into that are close to the the dividend here. So I'm thinking if I skip count by 40s, it's going to be 40, 80, 120, and that is too many. So my dividend, my dividend is going to round down to 80. And 80 divided by 40, again, I just counted out the groups. There are 2 groups of 40 which will fit in 80. So that is going to be our estimate right there. This nice, happy little estimate over here. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and solve. So again, just for my purposes, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I keep these things separated. So now we need to solve the actual problem to get a precise answer. And we're just using the estimate to check again. So if I say 94 divided by 43, let's see. What is my estimate going to be? What is my answer going to be? So let me see. If I count out one group of 43, obviously that's 43, and 2 groups of 43, it's going to be 86, and I know already I can't add another group of 43 here, so I know that I'm going to be able to fit 2 whole groups of 43 into 94. And I just did the math over there, so it's 86 is what I need to take away. And if I do that, I will have 8 left over. I can't fit another group of 43 into 8, so I will just have to have that as my remainder, 8. Now we are not done yet because we don't just take our first answer as the absolute truth. So I want to make sure I go ahead and check this real quick. Again, the formula for checking is the dividend, the divisor of 43 times the quotient of 2. Make sure you put the parentheses around there, otherwise you will get a very weird answer, plus the remainder of 8. Let's see, 43 times 2, we said earlier, is 86, plus 8, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. I just counted out 8 higher than 86 is 94, and that was our dividend, so we know that our answer, our answer of 2 with a remainder of 8 is the final answer. All right, boys and girls, for this one again, you can work with a partner. Let's go ahead and set up ESC, and let's make sure we mark this one 3. I think in the previous one I didn't tell you to write that, but let's go ahead and make sure we know that this is problem number 3. Let's go ahead and start. I'll let you start working on it first after we get the first estimate going. So I want to solve the estimate with you guys first. Let's think. Okay, 84 is probably going to round to about 80, 23 is probably going to round to about 20. So let's just go ahead and say we have 80 divided by 20. I can just skip count that. 20, 40, 60, 80, that's going to be 4. All right, so we'll go from there, and I'll let you guys work. All right, boys and girls, let's go ahead and solve this problem really quickly here. All right, so again, I'm not using the dividend of 80. I'm using the original dividend of 84 because we're going for the precise answer. So what I'm going to do is set this up. 84 divided by 23. We've already got our estimate of 4. Let's just count out the multiples of 23. Let's see what we're going to have. So let's see if I have one group of 23, that equals 23, obviously. Two groups is going of 23. Oh, excuse me. Two groups of 23 is going to be 46. Three groups of 23 is going to be 69. And four groups of 23 is 23, excuse me. Oh, wait, oh no, I don't possibly have enough. That's going to be, oh no, that's going to be 92. I can't do that. I can't use this estimate. This is the first time when our estimate of 4 isn't part of our answer. Because even though we have a very reasonable estimate, because 84 is very close to 80, and 23 is very close to 20, and 20 will go into 84 times, we can't use that estimate because 4 groups of 23 is 92, and that is too much. So what we're going to have to do is use 3 groups of 23, being 69, to solve part of our problem. So we'll go ahead and do, we know that that is as high as we can go, so we're going to put 3 in the ones place, and we will take away 69 because that's how many we have. And without doing too fancy a math, I know that 84 minus 69 is 15. I know I can't get another group of 23 out of 15, so we're going to have to stop right here. So our answer hopefully should be 3 with a remainder of 15. Now, let's go ahead and check our work real quickly here, because this has already been kind of a weird problem. So let me just get a little bit more room here. All right, so we need to take our divisor of 23 times our quotient of 3, make sure you put parentheses, plus the remainder of 15, and that will equal D for the dividend. And up here is where we're going to put D equals whatever the dividend is. Let's see, 23 times 3. Let's see, 20 times 3 is 60, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 23 times 3 is 69, plus 15. Well, let's see. I know that, again, like I said before, 69 plus 15 equals 84. Excuse me. Yeah, 84. There we go. And is that our divisor? Let's see. Here we have 84 is D. D equals 84. And as we said before, our dividend was 84. So our answer should be right here. Again, we have 3 with a remainder of 15 as the final answer.